Stand up on Spruce Knob and just feel the breeze. When they say almost heaven, it ain't no lie. West by God, let our hillbilly music be your lullaby. West by God, we're miners, legends, outlaws, and working class dogs. West by God, the bees in the good old smile. West by God.
Hey, welcome Mountaineer
What's
fans
up?
to this episode, baby. This end of year 2024 episode of Mountaineer Legends pregame. I'm telling you, man, it's been a ride. Hey, this thing's brought to you by our friends at Little General. Little General, right here. Little General. Got to thank Little General, big time. Located, hey, all across the Mountain State. You know where they are, those communities, man. Greg Darby, thank you, Greg. You and your team, you support Mountaineer Legends, and you help make this happen this year, and you support all the communities that your stores are in. Brother, I can't thank you enough. Me and Randy here, we love you. We appreciate you. Hey, we're going to get ready to go for 2025. Going to be an exciting time, I'm sure. Hey, hey, we had fun this season, that's for sure.
It was fun.
It was fun. Hey, also got to thank my man right here, my co-host this year of MLP. Right, Randy Cottle, man. Randy, you and Trilogy Innovations, I can't thank you enough, and your studio and your opinions and your insight and your many hours of putting this thing together and producing it and making it happen and putting it out there. Brother, hey, thank you. It's been a great time. I'm hoping that we could team up again next year and keep this thing rolling. It's exciting times. Got to throw out a shout real. Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say we couldn't do it without you guys and Fat Boys Media. Definitely appreciate you guys. You know?
Heck, hey, me and Scotty Sears, and of course one of our forefather founding fathers, the late Dale Wolfley, up there looking down at us and watching over us. You know, we appreciate the whole thing, and honestly, we also I got to shout out to our marketing consultant Lauren Bozick for helping you get the thing out there and keeping that all rolling out there in the social media universe. Hey, we appreciate it.
And those likes and subscribes, you know.
Hey, oh yeah, heck yeah, man. At least enjoy some entertainment, right? Because you never know what we're going to say or who's going to say it. And with that, I really got to thank the legends that joined us this year throughout the year, talking Mountaineer football and reliving some of their passion for it and being part of the show. Of course, back all the way to the beginning of the season, our launch when we had quarterback Kevin White, the running back Pat Randolph, he running back with the big run, and old Boom Smalls.
Boom Smalls.
Well, that was fun, man. God, I got goosebumps. And you know, going all the way back to that one, you know, the anticipation, which we're going to chat about. But then I got Mikey C, Mikey the Huntington Hammer Collins, Aaron Beasley. Oh, heck yeah, the Iceman. That's right. That's right. And then, of course, our trip up to Myrtle Beach was a blast. And, of course, Aaron Beasley was there. Big Mike Foxy was there. He was there with us up in Pittsburgh. And, you know, our only two college football Hall of Famers right now, the Major Harris, Major Harris, and, of course, the Major Harris, and the great Daryl Talley. You know, talking about all things Mountaineer football, and it was fun to always talk about, you know, when you get these guys together, the one thing, Randy, that we always talk about and we always share with each other is the Mountaineer way of football.
That's right.
The tough, hard nose, bring your pail to the freaking workbench and let's get busy. All right. I don't give a crap, excuse me, what the score is. It's Mountaineer football, and whoever the opponent is going to know they were in a freaking street fight. And that's the way it's got to be. And unfortunately, there were glimpses of it, but we haven't really seen that. So I'm hoping and I'm praying, right? I'm hoping and I'm praying. All right. Hey, that this legend, old Big Joe's, Brian Joswiak, man, I'm an old man back in the early 80s, baby. Coming out of the Coach Nealon early days, where this Mountaineer football way was passed down to me from the Daryl Tallies, which was passed down to him from the Tommy Pridemores, which was passed down to him from the Sam Huffs and the Bruce Bosleys, which we then passed on to the Major Harrises and the Bo Orlandos. And that's the thing, man, is the torch is passed. And somehow we let that torch fizzle out. You know what? Back in the old days, if you were the guy carrying the flame and you let the torch go out, you know what they did? They ate you for dinner. They ended your existence, man. You don't never let the fire go
flame go out. Yeah.
Huh? Come on, baby. So, we got to have a rejuvenation, baby, and we got to have it. We got to have it. We got to have it. Hey, with that being said, I mean, we might as well just jump in. It was the year it was. Everybody knows what it was. The last game of the year, we just absolutely got embarrassed. Matter of fact, the place I was at, the bartender kept saying, "Hey, man, you want me to turn this game off?" And I was like, "No, man. Are you kidding me? I'm Pioneer. I'm with it until the end. I don't quit. I don't ever quit.
No quit."
And damn it, I saw quit.
Oh, I know.
In our guys, in some of the, I could see it on faces, because I love the game and I watch the game, but I watch the sideline more than anything.
Right.
And I don't care if you're down 50 points. You better be fighting your butt off and clawing and scratching and trying to get one play, because in order to get 2 good plays and 3 good plays, you got to have one. Build. And we just let that game get away. Oh, but you know what? I'm kind of glad that it was the way it was, because that gave us that open door. Ren Baker, thank you. And your board of trustees, thank you for making a decision, shutting out all the ancillaries. Don't listen to nobody. Make a decision based on where you want Mountaineer football to be. Yeah. Okay? We've been talking about this trust the climb.
Right.
Brother, Mountaineer football's been climbing since the 1800s.
Right.
Okay? I mean, we've been on this climb. All right? And we've been real close twice. Real close. And almost close 3 times. Yeah. But we never put the stake we never put the flag in the peak. Okay?
Yeah.
So okay, we're still climbing now.
Yeah.
What mountain are we wanting to climb? I mean, there's a lot of mountains. Right. What mountain are we wanting to climb?
Yeah.
And you know what? When we determine that, all right. I mean, none of us want to be climbing foothills. All right. We want to be climbing, Whiteface Mountain up in New York, or we want to be climbing Cascade. We might not climb Mount Everest ever again. Okay, we might not. You never know. In the world of portal and NIL, if the right money comes in and the right leadership and all those things happen and the stars align, like my man Kurt did in Indiana.
Yeah, former Mountaineer Kurt Signetti. I mean, he took Indiana just to see what they've done in 1 year, been able to do. I mean, it's definitely possible. And, I don't think anybody a year ago would have put them in the new playoff system. And, with the way that everything's changed, I mean, before, like you said, 88, 93, you had to go perfect in order to even have that chance. Now, you're looking at a potential 2 or even 3 loss team still making it in the playoffs and being 3 games away from winning the national championship, right? So that's definitely changed a lot of things. But if that isn't your goal year in and year out, then you don't belong here. Sorry. You know,
we don't want to be at the top of the bottom portion of the Big 12.
right.
And we don't want to be in the bottom of the top portion of the Big 12. This
Correct.
mediocrity, middle of the road, you know, I said it last time. You know, if you're in the hospital and you go flatline, they pull the plug. Okay,
Right.
so we want to be contenders. We want to be fighting for good bowl games that pay revenue that we can go to,
That's right.
make some money, make some TV money. We want to bring in through NIL good freaking players. We want to develop these guys. We want
Yeah.
to show them a great avenue to the NFL if that they so desire. But we also got to show them that, hey man, this is a fan base like no other. This is a $58 million facility in a great state
Right.
where you can be a lot of places real fast. Well, you just got to, but it's, we all know, man, it's about the leadership.
Yeah.
It's about that
But-
that main guy right there.
And you know, he's out in media all the time. But you take a look at what Deion Sanders did in Colorado in such a short amount of time as well. You know, we were talking about Curt Cignetti, but you know, just starting to win, and then all the money comes flooding in. Right? It's hard to, you know, just as an investor, if you will, are you going to put money in stock whenever you're seeing it going down? Or are you going to start dumping that money in that stock whenever you see the trend going up? Right? And that's just how it is. You want to see a good return on your investment. And again, we talked about Johnny Manziel earlier in the year. The year he won the Heisman, they got $758 million in Texas A&M. If you get the right leadership and you get the faith in there, the money will come and it will definitely pour in. But you have to either have that product on the field, have the leadership backing you. And that's, I think, what happened. That trust, or not to hit the pun for the trust to climb, but that trust got broken, if you will. And I think that was really what the downfall of all this was. Because, again, we came one Hail Mary away from having a 10-win season last year, right? Everybody's riding high. We're like, hey, finally it's starting to happen. Like you said, we beat North Carolina in the bowl game. Lots of high expectations this year after hearing it for the last 5 years. But as you saw, that big time game, we never did win it, right?
Yeah, but hey, even before that game, Randy, going into the season, this you know, Coach Brown, you know, he put his neck out and he whined and moaned and groaned about why we weren't in the preseason top 20s. Why is Green not in the Heisman conversation? He threw that out there. And oh, by the way, in that same window of time, a light goes on and he realizes how important Mountaineer football is to West Virginians. Remember that?
Yeah.
All right?
Oh,
That's frustrating. So here you are, foot and mouth, instead of just, hey, appeasing the media, giving everybody what they want to hear, make them continue to believe you're a really nice guy and you got a great culture going, and shut your mouth about anything else football-wise. You got to let your actions prove your worth. End of sentence. You talk about those donors, you talk about that money rolling in. Like you said, I'm not going to keep my money out in a sinking ship and let it go down at the bottom like, you know, the freaking Titanic with all the jewelry. I'm not doing that. I'm out, man. I'm out. And come on now. We gotta think about what he set himself up for. All right. And we just,
Well, and you also have people out there that, you know, bringing in Pat McAfee, for example, you know, that downtown was packed whenever he had that, you know, to build up that hype for that game against Penn State. And I remember back in the day where, you know, when we played the Miamis in the early 90s and, you know, had some of these like top 5 teams coming in, we had a chance. We beat Virginia Tech when they were top 5, right? And we weren't even ranked at the time. So we've been able to do that. But unfortunately, in the past 5-6 years, you were just hoping to beat the middle of the road team.
No marquee victories.
Yeah.
None. No marquee victories. No time did we beat a team that we weren't supposed to beat. You look at the records, like we've talked many times, of the teams that we did beat, and nobody beat anybody. I mean, we're always excited about a win. Don't get me wrong, because winning matters. The W, that's all we're in. Hey, at the end of the day, that takes care of all of it. Winning. Right. You win, you get a great program going, you get guys going in the right directions. After college, you keep them out of trouble, but you get the wins, and all that stuff all of a sudden starts to really take care of itself. All right. We know that to be true. And damn, I mean, we just, it didn't happen. And like you said, go back to that Penn State game. At least be in the fight. Yeah, at least keep your crowd roaring until the last minute of the game, man. Don't do, you know what I mean? And we didn't do that. But I tell you what, it does show the prospective coach that's going to take the reins here real soon, whoever that is. Yeah. That number one, we got one crazy ass fan base, man. You give us some quality football, and you'll have an experience. You'll have a ride with us that you won't even have no understanding how important it is and how big it really is. I mean, to me, this is a place that you come and you freaking retire. Right. You stay, you be another Don Nehlen, put your 20 in. Yeah. But I get it. It doesn't all you take, but you know what? If you're winning and you're satisfied and here you are and you're set financially, hey man, have a freaking run at this and have some freaking fun. And you got 2 years to prove that you're able to use the portal, use your guys, all you guys that invest. Thank you for supporting NIL. So I know Trilogy Innovations. I know freaking Little General and Greg Darby. I know that all you guys give, and you want that program to be successful. Why? Look at all the WVU crap around you and what you're wearing. Exactly. Man, hey, we're all part of the brother sisterhood of Mountaineer. We're Mountaineers, man. I don't give a crap what you identify as. We're all Mountaineers. Yeah, exactly. All right. So, I mentioned Pat McAfee. Now we have somebody that's out there, and then even Nick Saban, being from West Virginia, every week they're just kind of talking, and, Pat's always out there promoting us. But could you imagine being able to promote us and not have Kirk Herbstreit laugh in his face when he said, hey, we're going to win this week, we're going to beat them. And then, of course, they're just messing with each other back and forth. And then do it. Yeah, and then actually do it. Do it. And then all of a sudden, the conversation shifts from, whatever, to holy crap, these guys are for real. Watch out for this bunch right here, because they know their shit and they're going to perform and they're going to get it done. And there's now an expectation, and you don't have to say anything. Again, we're back to let your actions dictate the rhetoric. Yeah. There is no argument when you do what you win. You kick that freaking tail over there. There is no, I mean, then you only have one freaking dialogue. You're not nitpicking crap. Oh, you can find something here and there, but you're not raking it over the coals. You're not digging down and pulling, grains of sand, so what the heck? And why can't we do that?
Look at even Michigan, this was their supposed down year, and Ohio State had all these great players, but how many times have you said it comes down to the Jimmies and the Joes, right? And the players in that game and what they wanted, right, to be able to win. And they were able to do that. They said Ohio State had more skilled players than they'd ever seen in years, and they were going to do this and going to do that. But it all comes down to playing the game and having that dog in that fight, right? Just like you always say.
David slew Goliath with a rock.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so again, we're back to anybody can beat anybody, really. And how much of that game is the faith and the trust that I have in you playing next to me and behind me and across and all around me on the sideline and everybody believing. Those guys at Michigan believed that they were going to win that game from day one. And there's a lot of talk over in Ohio, but everybody, oh, it's jinxed. You guys can't beat them. This will be blah, 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 and this and that and all that. And all of a sudden, you're not focused on what's most important, and that's the maintenance of that locker room and the faith and the belief that those guys all of us believe it, and we battle and we fight, and you don't never look at the scoreboard. That was Coach Neyland's. That was Coach Neyland's philosophy. Yeah. All right. Yep. 80 slugs. Never look at the scoreboard. Battle every play.
Yeah.
Take care of the football.
Right.
You let us worry about everything else. You just do those 4 things, and you got a chance. And that's exciting. I mean, that's really exciting because now here we are, and we could talk about everything that's happened, but you know what? None of it matters anymore. What matters now is the future of Mountaineer football. Where do we go from here? We got to trust Ren Baker and the people that are around him, not listening to this person or that person for whatever ancillary reasons. Make a great decision and bring somebody into Mountaineer Field up there that, number one, man, first and foremost, gets it, understands what real Mountaineer football is all about. So that automatically takes me into those kinds of candidates that are out there that are worthy of that responsibility. And there are a few indeed. Right? There are a few that can really embrace what it's all about, recruit to that mentality. Yeah. This is where it gets critical. This is the most critical piece, in my opinion.
Right.
Everything's in place. The program is in place, man. You got great facility, great fan base. You got great staffing. You got all these different. You got a great medical program. You got all this stuff around. You got the best strength coach in America right in your own weight room, man. Joseph is top dog, man. You got all this in place. Okay,
recruiting the 3-hour radius just from West Virginia. You're talking about all these major cities all within 3 hours. Like it's amazing from a recruiting standpoint.
Okay, you're right in good football. Plenty of football. You go grab a couple guys from in Florida and all that. Go back to that kind. I agree with that 10,000%. All right. But here it comes. And I read a great article that Coach Neyland was involved with just a couple days ago. I think it was in the Times West Virginia. And he was talking about, coaching in this world today. Could he do it, and would he even want to do it? Right. And of course, you say what you want, but you dangle a $50 or $60 million carrot in front of you. I mean, it's gonna be hard pressed to say no. Okay. But his thing is that when he was doing it, the only thing you really had to really worry about was your football program.
Yeah.
Now, in today's world, it still is your football program, but there are so many branches off of that are critical to the success of the actual Saturday afternoon program right there. Playing football, everything else around it has to be quality. But that's all there, man. We got great stuff in Morgantown at WVU. What we need, obviously, is the leader that's going to maintain the brand.
Yeah.
The leader that's going to be the great face, the leader that understands Mountaineer football, the leader that's going to, here it is, you ready? The leader that's going to bring in the coaches that have the ability to develop players,
Right.
to grow them, to give them an opportunity to make the NFL, not 6 guys in 6 years.
Right.
You know, I saw a stat, what Marshall had, like 16 guys in 3 years. You know, in the world today, that matters. I got to know that I can get there.
Right.
But how am I going to get there? That means I got to get better every year.
Right.
In film study and understanding the game and in making adjustments and building my body in doing drills. You know, I mean, hell, I heard this guy didn't even do like wide receiver drills to block anybody. How do you not do blocking drills for wide receivers?
Right.
How do you not do, jam drills by corners in press coverage and take out routes? How do you not do stuff like that? Right. You got to have, I don't care, you can have great 100% physical contact without killing each other in practice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? But if you don't put the pedal down on that Ferrari every once in a while and blow the carbon out of the pipes, then shame on you.
Right.
Then shame on you. And
you'd actually talked about, we talked about Michigan and the coach and passing down the torch, if you will, about what is Mountaineer football. And you look at this list of the candidates, and I remember whenever Rich actually went to Michigan, they didn't want him because he wasn't a Michigan man, right? He didn't have that and wasn't passing that down. And, and me here in Utah, it's kind of wanting to bring that back, having those West Virginia roots. Because you look at a Jimbo Fisher and, all these people got real excited about Nick Saban just because he's on the show with Pat McAfee and he's from West Virginia. He's not coming back, but, I'm sure he still cares about West Virginia and seeing us being up at the upper echelon, right? Because you can't not be born here and then want to basically cheer against us, right? So I'm sure from that capacity, he would like to see us do well. Now, is he going to come coach? No, the answer is no to that. But he had a lot of good coaches under him that he could influence. He can consult. We need that West Virginia tie.
Right. Same with Jim. I mean, these guys both have national championships on their resume.
Right.
Come on now. You can't take that away. I don't care what you say. That's right. Huge. And to even have them guys in the conversation as contributors, as consultants, as people that are offering, if you're not willing to accept information and evolve with the understanding that information, that influence, that input, man, if I go that way, that's going to only make us better. I can't have such pride that I'm not willing to take criticism and learn and improve. And if I got a weakness over here, I can't just put a Band-Aid on it. I got to fix it. I got to fix it. And I got to make sure everybody around me is doing the same thing in their rooms with their players. And again, I mean, I'm excited. Like I said, I hope, there's a lot of names that pop.
There's actually supposed to be an announcement today. Ren is supposed to make announcements and give an update about where they're currently at in the search and that kind of stuff. So
we're filming this today. Right?
Yes.
This is Tuesday. This is Tuesday. What's the date? The 3rd?
Yes, that is right.
Today's the 3rd.
Tuesday the 3rd.
Holy crap. Okay, so December 3rd. And so we're going to know something here shortly, probably going to know a short list maybe, and then maybe find out next week, right? The 7th, I think, is when they announce bowl bids, and then we'll see where we're at. But, and I know you've already said like Jimbo Fisher out there and Nick Saban's name and old Rich Rodriguez, you might as well just scratch him out of the call sheet. That ain't happening.
Right.
But you know what? I would like to see at least in the short list, at least bring him in and give him a sniff. Is freaking Anthony Becht.
Right. I know.
Anthony Becht. There's one there that his wife's from Clarksburg. He ain't no more West Virginian than we are.
Hey,
he's a Mountaineer.
Guess who's playing in the Big 12 championship? His son as the starting quarterback for Iowa State. You know,
Does he have eligibility left?
I know.
Does he have eligibility?
Actually, I'm not sure.
I think he's a junior.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway,
well, look at Darren DeFries, right? He just came to West Virginia. Everybody's real excited about the basketball team now. He brought his son Tucker, and Tucker is like killing it, right?
But why? Yeah. Why are we excited about it?
Yeah.
We're
winning.
And we're beating people we ain't supposed to beat.
Yeah, number 3 Gonzaga, number 24 Arizona.
Right? I'm telling you, if we would have beaten Pitt, and if we'd have won 8 games with that victory, that marquee victory this year at home again, or up there against Pitt on their turf. If we'd have got, then you know what? He'd still be our head coach. And quite frankly, I'd be disgruntled, because if I had to hear one more time in a post-game freaking interview, we didn't play very good. We just got to get better.
Yeah.
Well, no kidding.
Yeah. All credit to them.
What is that? Come on, man. We know. We could see that ourselves. Right. Hey, fix it. Okay? Fix it. That's what I'm talking about. And you fix it in practice under great duress. And you fix it because you got coaches out there that ain't all wishy-washy and worrying about if you tough nut a kid, he's going to up and quit. If you tough nut a kid, if you tough nut a kid and he up and quits, you don't want him in your foxhole anyway.
Exactly. Good.
Get out.
Yeah.
You can't handle it, man. And I'm going back to what I remember. But our weight room sessions were freaking off the. If you were in there dicking around, if I looked over and you're over there curling 5 pounds, I threw you out.
Right.
All right. Our attitude in there was just, I mean, and that's the way it's got to be. You know, you don't have to kill each other, but damn it, you got to challenge each other, and you got to compete with each other on a daily basis to bring out the best in you. And then understand that on game day, we're all wearing the same uniform, and now we can take the fight to that son of a bitch right over there.
Right, exactly. You know, I watched a special with Tim Tebow, and that's exactly what he did. He was in the weight room like 4 a.m., and he was trying to beat he wanted to be the first person in there, right? And he was always trying to get in there, but he raised that bar. You have to have somebody in there, like you said. They can't be over there screwing around with 5 pounds. Though that needs to be a competition, even with your brothers, so that way when you're out on the field, there is no competition, because they ain't better than you, right?
We're all together. That's right. We're all now. In it, we're all in it together, man. And if you know, I mean, I remember, and I've told this story many times about Mike Fox showing up my senior year, and you know, Mike Fox, if you didn't give everything you had when you went against him in practice, he embarrassed the shit out of you. I mean, he just embarrassed you, and you weren't happy. And you know, but you know what? That made me know. I knew that, but. What he's doing is he's working me to a high level in practice. I'm having to give and work my trade and my tools and all that against a live. This guy's busting his tail to do his job. So it's going to make me bust my tail to do my job. And then, buddy, when I got into a game and I was on, and we'd be talking on the sideline with the O-line going, are you kidding me, man? We own this front. That guy. Some of games I'd play were easier than practice.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
So you know, I think that's part of me and what I believe is the Mountaineer way. And I get it. There's rule changes. There's technique changes and all that going on. But you know, I told you way back in the beginning, me and Brad Hunt. We're at the Tuesday practice before the Penn State game, and we're out there in shorts. Yeah. And helmets and shoulder pads, thudding and bumping into each other. And it's like, are we getting ready to play this national stage, this hype, all the opportunity, and we're going to go out there and patty cake? Nah, that ain't it. That ain't it. So I hope we get a good one of the right fit, and more importantly is who they bring in.
Right.
You know, we got guys out there that got resumes. You know, the Aaron Beasleys, the Bo Orlandos, the Mike Foxes, the even the Daryl Tallies. And I know you know, these guys all play, but then you got younger guys, Ryan Stanchek's out there, Garrett Justice. You got David Lockwood's out there, freaking Jamal Adai's up there in Buffalo.
Right, Jamal.
You got Mountaineer guys that are coaching all over the place.
Yeah, Pat White's out with the Chargers.
Pat White. Oh, there you go. Pat White ought to be our quarterback coach. I went up there again at that practice.
Yeah.
And I was looking at this quarterback coach going, you got to be kidding me, man. And I'll be honest with you, that's one of the reasons why you didn't see Green develop in anything more than he was. And you know, everybody can argue with me about it. Yeah, guy's got good legs. But he can't see. And it forced him to do a lot of running, and early and at times we had balls getting dropped because
he was throwing behind the receiver.
And a lot, you know, and blah 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 blah. So at the end of the day, all right, you know, we need a quarterback now. We need a good quarterback now. I know we got Nico. Hopefully he's not hurt too bad. I saw he was on crutches, but you know,
he hurt his ankle in that one play.
Deal. Yeah, so, you know, hey, don't leave because you got opportunity here, and see who comes in, and you know, and then they got to jump the portal. You're not going to, your recruiting class as incoming freshmen is going to be limited, okay? But you got a portal coming up that you can go out and you can make exchange real quick, get some guys into your locker room, figure out if they're the right fit, because that's important too. You know, you talk to any player that's ever played at WVU, and I mean it, and you can go through all of them. The most modern, you know, the Geno Smiths and the Bruce Irvins and the Tavon Austins, hey, they love WVU. They're proud to have served WVU and played at WVU. Like you said, the Pat McAfee of the world out there talking about it. You know, we've got high caliber, high profile guys that have played at the next level, that have excelled at WVU, that are on board with the brand. You know, I mean, you got in essence, you know, a great opportunity here. This is a great. Yeah, okay, it ain't the greatest market, but you're part of a Big 12 conference that if you're in upper crust, you're gonna get your cut.
Yeah.
You get to a good bowl, you're going to get your cut. You get in the national championship playoff, which is now 12 teams, which is not, like you said, you could have 2, even 3 losses maybe, and still have maybe a chance to slide in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So what the heck? I mean, this is a great show, man. And you're the only show. You're the only show in town.
Right.
That's the best part.
Exactly.
You're competing with anybody.
Well, here's something else that I heard. You know, everybody talks about SEC, which SEC is great football, right? And they're always really high ranked and that kind of stuff. But if you look right now, the Big Ten, you look at even the Big 12, right? And some of these teams that were coming from the Pac-12, Oregon is now playing for the Big Ten championship. SMU is now playing for the ACC championship. So it's these, and they weren't even in the Power 5 conference. SMU wasn't, right?
Wait a minute. Little sidebar. Remember when SMU got in trouble way back when?
Yes, yeah.
For doing everything we're doing now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, it's all good.
Yeah.
They got the death penalty. It was actually called the death penalty back then, right? Remember?
Yeah. And now.
But you look, and they're beating, because, you know, the Big 12 beat up on each other, right? There was no clear front runner for it. And again, You look at Texas has moved over from the Big 12 into the SEC, and now they're playing for the SEC championship, right?
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, I know. So any team, and maybe it's because of portal too, but any team can beat any team. It's not the teams where, like Michigan, their run that they had to go through, and even LSU. I remember LSU beat every single Group 5 team and ended up winning that year and going undefeated. That was an amazing team. That was an amazing run. You're not going to see that as much anymore, I don't think. To have a team that just straight up dominates. Right now, Oregon is the only team that's left undefeated that's going to be in this thing, and they still have to win out, right? They still have to win the Big Ten and then win out to be able to do that. The road's going to be a lot harder, but I would love to play out some what if scenarios to where, let's say we did get a Jimbo Fisher in here. What kind of different recruiting are we going to get? What kind of bar is that going to raise? Because, again, the Big 12 is a lot different now than even what it was a year ago, but so isn't all these other conferences, right? And, with the Pac-12 kind of imploding, it's not the perennial, hey, well, Georgia or Alabama is going to win the SEC, right?
Right.
And that's what it is year in and year out. It's not Ohio State's going to win the Big Ten championship. So some of these teams, because now it's Penn State is in it, right? So it's Penn State and Oregon. Right, so you look at these shakeups, and everything is going to be different, and the recruiting is harder. But the portal, I think, is going to end up making things to where you have a Curt Cignetti that is able to take an Indianapolis team and then go 10 wins. And again, look at what Sanders been able to do, getting more of his guys in there and turn the program around within a year. It doesn't take 6 years like, oh, well, we got to build up because the Big 12's tough and we got to get all of our big boys in here. So stick with us because it's going to take 4 or 5 years. You don't, that isn't the case
not
anymore.
now. Not now, not in today's world. I mean, I just saw, I guess, Oliver Luck's kid, Andrew, take over as general manager for Stanford.
Yeah, for Stanford.
So here we are. We are now an NFL byproduct. We are a stepping stone to the NFL. Okay. So when
we're the minor league,
take that into consideration, we are. That's what we are. Okay. Yeah. So as a college, then I got to be able to know as a player, number one, if I'm really good, it's going to cost.
Right.
Money talks, and unfortunately, that conversation is going to have to had, and that's just the way it works. Because when you look at those teams that are out there flourishing, and you look at what's going on within their what do they call them? Where is it? A group, not consortium.
The group of four now?
No, you're an NIL.
The NIL deal?
What's it called?
Oh, like name, image, likeness.
Trust.
Those are being combined now. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get the word. Anyway, it don't matter. Yeah, everybody knows what the hell I'm talking about.
Right, exactly.
So
it's
to
all
get good players,
consolidated, though.
But you gotta. I mean, the big piece of it is the vision of this coach and the ability of this coach to surround himself real quick. And I'm talking about the coaching staff. That's the inner circle. That group of guys right there have to be worthy. Okay, they got to be able. They've got to be, and this guy, whoever that is, has to be able to put the trust and the faith in those guys to do their jobs so he can turn around and do his job. Right. And win. And, you're starting with a clean slate, obviously. Right. And right now, anything's better than 500. And you know what I mean? So what are your expectations and what are the realities of it? I get it. Everybody's got expectations to do what you just outlined, but what truly is our immediate potential in the next 2 to 5 years? All right.
Right.
And that guy has to be the guy that can get everybody rallied back. Everybody on the side got to get a big win, just like this basketball coach did early on in my career. I got to get a big marquee win, get some juice, get some excitement, and then run this thing and get the right people in place, recreate and nurture the relationship with your football alumni, with your fan base. You know, you got to cultivate that, and most importantly, you got to come out of the gate in 2025, like a bat out of hell, and you got to show everybody in the nation that win, lose, or draw, Mountaineer football's back.
Oh yeah, and I don't know why they wouldn't let you guys talk to them. Like, have you guys like talk to the players? And I don't think that anything could get a team more fired up than hearing from the people of the past. Even on the Jumbotron, whenever they show like Pat White walking out, or somebody when they just come back, whenever you guys came back for the 1988 game, and they show you walking, that you see up on the Jumbotron, the fans go nuts just to see you guys, right?
Those guys should be there all the time.
Talking to our team, exactly.
Right. No, what you're saying, those guys don't need to be kicked out of the end zone after pregame warm-up. Those guys, the Bruce Irvins and all those guys, need to be walking around down there in the end zone area, hanging out, walking around the sky boxes and visiting, and doing and being the ambassadors to the university, so that everybody else can see them visually down there. And then the old guys. You know, me and Mike Fox and Daryl Talley. Look it up, man. Look at there's Major Harris. I mean, you know, that stuff. You know, I mean, you know, that all matters.
It does.
It just does, and it makes it exciting. There's.
It gets them fired up, especially before a game, to have somebody come in and talk about the greatness, like you said, the handing down. Go ahead.
I just got to give you this example, all right? And again, I know Neil Brown only as I know Neil Brown. I've had personal experiences with him. He's always supported the golf tournament and did things, though he never really showed up to it. But he always sent us some merch and stuff like that. So he supports that. He's got I got stories. I got inside stories. I've heard this, I heard that. I've never sat in a meeting with him. I've never been in a team meeting. I've never done any of that. So, me, I basically got what I got. Okay. But going back to the Penn State game, and I shared this on this podcast at one point earlier in the year, and I'll share it again. What you said about having guys come back and share and embrace that and make that part of it. We're at the practice before the Penn State game. You got Brad Hunt and Brian Joswiak on your practice field, who played in the 84 game that we won at that field right there and behind you, right there.
Right, yeah, literally, yeah.
So he calls up the team. Everybody comes up. Everybody takes a knee. And my heart is going through my chest because of what I'm getting ready to say to these guys. Right. I'm so ready to give them 90 seconds. Well, he introduces Brad, and then he introduces me, and he says, these guys played, we beat Penn State, and Joswiak does this golf tournament in the summertime, and hey, give him a round of applause. And we got kicked out. That's it.
You didn't even get to say anything?
Didn't get to say nothing.
Oh.
Now you got to
That's a missed opportunity.
What? Are you kidding me? Before that game, the story that I'm going to tell in 90 seconds will be better than anything you say all week.
Right.
And if you don't embrace that opportunity, that moment, then you're just a pig-headed guy with blinders on, and good luck in your next job. Unfortunately, over the years, we've given the guy $30 million plus. So, hey, have fun with that chump change. I feel like we got, we, like you said earlier, we didn't get the best return on the investment that we've all made, all of us. You know,
Right.
whether it be just buying a shirt or, you know, being like you guys, big time sponsors of that program. Hey, we're all in it together. We're all Mountaineers. And guess what? Cheers, beers, and Mountaineers. All right, because we start the next era.
The new chapter.
The new chapter, and that's all we're doing. Ain't no starting over. We're not.
No.
Ain't no. We're just all we're doing is we're gonna put the right piece in place,
Right.
and get the juice behind it, and get the right people teaching the right things,
Right.
and we come out. We got this period of time to build it, get excited about it, right?
Yeah.
And then we come out the gate running some Mountaineer football in 2025, and
Right.
and we get this thing back. We get this thing back on track.
Yeah. To where
Right.
we're having the 9-3 and 10-2 season year in and year out, and getting that back in that upper echelon. Like you said, if we're able to be in the Big 12, at the top of the Big 12, at least close to or even playing for the Big 12 championship, we're going to get an automatic buy into the playoffs. But if we're up at that top throughout the year, even if we have a slip up or we mess up one game, it's not over yet, right? To where we could
That's right.
still be playing for a national championship. We just got to show up and, go on that end of the year run that some of these teams that are like, you see in the NFL are like, how did they end up in here? Like, they were terrible. You look at Philly, they were dominant the first part of the year, and then they lose 6 straight games at the end and then fall on their face. Or you have somebody else that's terrible up front, but then they make that hot run. And I think that now that's going to see that a lot.
Right,
I think.
right,
Yeah.
Randy. A lot of moving parts.
A lot of moving parts.
A
Absolutely.
lot of things can happen. I wasn't expecting the blowout on turn 5.
Oh yeah,
That kind of
exactly.
screwed me up a little bit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So there are so many things that can take place. So making the right decisions with personnel, building the right game plan, taking care of all the things that need. That's like it's overwhelming. There's a lot. That's why you got to surround yourself
Yeah.
with that inner circle of people that are gonna take it out and do what they're supposed to do within
Right.
the grand scheme of things. And it all matters. Everything matters. It all matters.
It all matters.
All right.
Absolutely.
It all matters. So,
Yeah.
hey, it's exciting, man. 2025.
Yeah.
And again, whoever gets it, are we always going to be in the top 10? Probably not.
Right.
Because
No.
things do this.
Yeah.
But
Ebbs and flows. Yeah.
hey, but you know what? Hey, we ain't been in the top 20 in a
We
while.
did around 50th for a while.
So you know what?
Unfortunately.
Hey, how about you get us up in the top 20
Yeah.
and you sting somebody,
Right.
right?
Yep.
You sting somebody early that you weren't supposed to. You get your guys believing in it. You use the portal. You get rid of anybody that doesn't want to be part of it. You bring in the ones that do want to be part of it. You go out and use the portal and bring in some people. Hey, whatever, man.
Yeah.
You might not be all thrilled with Morgantown, but I guarantee you're going to be thrilled with everything else. And then guess what? You'll be there about a week, and Morgantown, you'll fall in love with it. You'll fall in love with the state. You'll fall in love with the people. Hey, if it's all about bringing somebody in like that, then you got to bring them in. All right? Hey,
right.
man, I didn't want to get drafted to, Cleveland. Or, you know
Right,
what I mean?
I know. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly what
so-
happens. Yeah.
So bring them in, and then let the state do what it does. It embraces. I mean, that's why we all love.
Right.
That's man, damn near made me cry. I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
we all love it, and we all have a deep appreciation for it because of the way we were treated, both on and off the field during our time at West Virginia, WVU, man.
Yep.
And that's a special thing. So bringing somebody in there, yeah, they might look at it and go, man, who the hell wants to go to Morgantown, West Virginia?
Right. Exactly.
Just come hang out for a little while, and we got you here because we're paying you good. So
Right.
if you got some good money, then you know what? You can live high on a hog in Morgantown.
Exactly.
All right? You can have yourself a nice existence. The only thing we ask for, win.
Win. Yeah.
Don't be going out there and giving us half-ass crap. Give us what we're invested in, what we're paying for, and what we all want to see. Hard-nosed, tough nut. You know, I saw that, you know, the Trotter guy. 80% of the time, he's a tough nut. All right?
Yeah.
You know, Wyatt, Milan's a damn good football player. Wyatt will play on Sunday. You know what? But you can't do it with 2 or 3 guys.
Right, exactly.
You got to, in this landscape, to be there, you got to have 22, and then you got to have really good backups.
Right.
You got to have a whole complete football team. You ain't sneaking up on anybody. No. Not today. Not today with the way information is. You ain't sneaking up on anybody. You ain't shocking. The only way you're shocking the world is by outperforming your opponent.
That's right.
And winning. There you go. That answers all the crap.
Well, and again, I think it's going to be having that pride. So if just for a what if scenario, if it was Jimbo, you know, growing up here, we have that chip on your shoulder mentality because everybody's like, why would I go to West Virginia? And then they come here and they're like, oh, wow, this isn't anything what I thought it was. This is awesome. Like they love it and that kind of thing because they just don't know. But whenever you're from here and you have that chip on the shoulder, you know, that's why it means something different, right? So he's not going to want to lose.
We are to this day stereotyped as being dumb hillbillies.
Right.
Yep. Okay. And all you got to do is watch that Stu West Virginia commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
That right there to me is just a slap in our face saying, you know what? You guys can't even spell.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know what? You know what shuts all that up? I mean, you know, all you got to do is win.
Right.
Stereotypes, no, who cares? Think what you want to think, and let's put it together, man. Let's put it together. It's about time. All right.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, we're going to run it back again next year for sure. We're going to do this again.
Oh, hell yeah.
Have more people on here. You know.
We're gonna
live locations, yeah.
We're gonna have some fun with this thing.
Yeah,
and it always is. It was been great chatting with you throughout the course of this thing. And,
I appreciate you including me. This
heck yeah, man.
You know, I told you the story about the whole reason why I went to WVU was because I went and watched Major Harris play, and again. That's the impact that winning and these players can actually have on somebody, right?
Exactly.
That changed the trajectory of their lives, right? So
exactly.
Just being able to get to be with you guys and Mike and Aaron and, you know, all the guys that we've got to chat with, Daryl Talley, he was something else, man. He was like, they made me so quick on all his responses and everything. I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, just getting to the chat with you guys has been absolutely amazing and a dream come true for me. So I appreciate you, you know, asking me to be a part of this. And hopefully, like I said, we'll get other legends in on this. And fingers crossed, next year we'll do more of that winning that you were talking about.
I'll tell you what, we might have to pull off one more of these as the next week or two unfolds.
Yeah.
And as we, you know, it sounds
prepare
like we're going to get a bowl bid.
Yeah.
You know, which, you know, if they don't have a head coach before the bowl game, then we're going to get to at least see Chad Scott call the offense.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we all know Neil called the offense. You know, now give Chad Scott, you know, all these guys, announcers and stuff on these game days and games. All you know, referred to the offensive coordinator Chad Scott. You know, needless to say, he wasn't calling the plays. All right, so now he gets an opportunity to show his wares a little bit. Hey, do your thing. You know, you never know, man. The guy coming in here might just appreciate you and keep you.
Right, exactly.
You never know. So these guys, these assistants now, even though they don't know what direction they're going in, their butts are on the line. So
Right.
they've got to perform well. So let's have one more, and I'll tell you what we're going.
Yeah.
I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to have a reunion of all the legends. We'll get about during the course of our Iron 45 2-hour window.
Yeah.
I'll reach out. We'll get about 20 guys,
Sounds
and
good.
we'll just throw it out there and
That's going to be an interesting conversation.
Have a
getting
party.
those guys on there.
have a party.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
well, hey, you know what? You never know now. Old Joe's here might pull the trigger, depending on where the Mountaineers end up for their bowl game.
Right.
I mean, if it's anywhere in the South, I might just have to pull the trigger and
do it live.
I'll go live from the bowl game. But
That's right.
anyway, hey man, it's been a lot of fun. I appreciate you, brother. And hey, we'll talk soon. Thanks, little general. We appreciate you. Right? Trilogy Innovations, Fat Boys Media, Randy,
Lauren.
Hey, Lauren, Scotty, and the rest of the Legends crew.
Yeah.
And hey man, let's go. Let's get this thing rolling. Hey. Oh yeah, it's been fun. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, I tell you
Let's
what, I had
go.
some good tailgates, man. There were some good tailgates in there.
Yeah, I tell you
Appreciate
what.
it, right? Some good tailgates.
No problem.
Hey,
Get your pepperoni rolls and
yeah. So hey, hopefully, you know what? Hey, them tailgates and all that good stuff. That's all fun and dandy. But I tell you what, when you win, the beer's colder. The beer's colder. The smiles are deep. And let's go Mountaineers. Let's go Mountaineers. Hey, thanks, Randy. Love you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. Love you, buddy.
Hey, peace.
Later.
Hey, Big Joe's here. When I'm in West Virginia doing my traveling and having some fun and visiting some folks, man, I stop at Little General. For all my needs, fuel, convenience, it's the quick stop that you need to take. And down here in St. Albans, look over here, man, they even got a Dunkin' Donut. So, hey, when you're out there, man, support them. They support their communities all around the state of West Virginia. Hey, thanks, Little General. Outstanding job.